We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Trex here at South Carolina ComicCon. I'm here with Chris Sims and Chad Bowers, the writers for X-Men 92. Is it all new X-Men 92, or?
That's what it says on the last page, but it's just X-Men 92.
It's just X-Men 92.
Okay.
We did think about calling it All New X-Men 92, more because we thought that would be a hilarious name.
Yeah.
It's All New Retro Stories.
Yeah, that's right.
It is. So if you are a big fan of the 92 X-Men animated series, you want to pick this up. It is great. So let's talk about the first issue. What happened in the first issue?
Okay, here's who's in this first issue. We got the X-Men. So we got Psylocke, Bishop, Storm, Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee,
Beast, Professor X.
We got the new students. So we got Chamber, Monet, Blink, Dead Girl.
It's all the Generation X kids.
Team Duke.
Yeah. X-Addicts. Kid Sensitive.
Hugo Girl, Kid Sensitive, Vivisector,
Penance.
We got the People's Protector.
Mondo. Skin.
Omega Red's in there.
Yep.
I couldn't believe you guys put the People's Protectorate in there.
Why not?
We wanted Omega Red to have a team. Like
yeah.
you've seen the X-Men fight Omega Red, but you've never seen the X-Men fight Omega Red leading a superhero team.
Fall of the Berlin Wall was like
co-lead.
20, 30 years ago for us. It was like, 2 or 3 years ago for them. Yeah, exactly.
Remember, it was co-lead.
Co-leader.
Co-commander. Co-commander. Yeah, you should have heard us writing that issue and doing Omega Red's voice in the office.
Do it now.
What is he saying there? In exchange for pardon, I am now leader, co-leader of People's Protectorate.
Are you giving or are we taking? Yeah, there you go. I'm giving you guys gold right now.
That is gold. That really is. That is awesome.
Yeah, plus we wanted Rogue to fight a bear.
Yeah, headlock a bear, yeah.
Well, not a real bear. A mutant bear.
A mutant bear.
Yeah.
But really, we would have done anything to get Rogue to fight a bear. This was just the most expedient way.
Right.
And what do you mean by upside?
Right.
Maybe the best line I wrote for that first issue.
That's a pretty good one.
It's a good one. Solid.
So in this book, we are introduced with I want to go with a old villain, but I don't really remember. Is this like the new villain for the book, or
Alpha Red?
Alpha Red, yeah.
Brand new character. Chris and I created him.
Brand new character. It's actually something I've wanted to do for a while. Like, it's one of those, if I ever get to write the X-Men, that'll never happen. But if I ever get to write the X-Men, I want to do a story about the guy who comes before Omega Red.
Yeah.
In the same way that Jim Lee and those guys read Wolverine's, mutant healing factor, and then thought about, oh man, what's the opposite of that? A mutant death factor. I think 12-year-old Chris was like, Omega Red. Where's Alpha Red?
Yeah. That's the prototype.
So we kind of knew what we wanted to do with that first arc, and then Alpha Red just kind of fit in really well, and then we kind of figured out what he was.
Yeah. You're not done finding out about Alpha Red yet. He's got an origin story that's coming up.
I read an interview online where someone thought he was a mutant shark, and I was like, oh, he should have been a mutant shark.
Nice. Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to put that in there in the next couple issues now.
Yeah. But we'll get to it.
It'll happen.
We'll get to it.
And and we also get introduced to the Von Strucker kids.
Well, we've seen them before. They're characters.
They're in the first first Omega Red story.
Yeah.
In X-Men number 5.
Number 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay. So we thought they would be a good, since we're basically doing, it's our take on a lot of different things. If I tell you what story it's our take on, it'll blow the surprise.
Yeah.
But if you've seen the solicitations for upcoming issues, you can kind of guess.
Well, it's kind of a we had this huge arc. Like Chris and I plotted out for about 2 years on what we want to do. Whether we make it that far, who knows? We hope we do, because the whole arc kind of covers a story that started in the 90s.
That never had an ending.
That never quite gelled. That never quite came together in all the ways that I think they wanted to. Like started in X-Men and then ran into X Factor and then back to Uncanny and then it ended in New Warriors. Yeah. So it's a weird story. But anyway, I think we're gonna kind of look at that story. Yeah. And that's kind of the skeleton of what we're doing.
And it's also a tribute to that first Omega Red story where Omega Red shows up, and if you've read this issue, they open up that crypt in Siberia, and it's all smoky, and a guy comes out of the smoke. If you go back and read that first Omega Red story, you see Fenris goes in, and they open up the cryogenic tube, and Omega Red comes out of the smoke. So it's our tribute to that, mashed up with a bunch of other stories that we wanted to kind of riff on and complete.
Okay.
But yeah, the upstarts are definitely part of that.
Now you know.
Now, they're in the next issue.
They are.
April 13th.
April 13th.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what else are we really is coming along in issue 2?
Let's see. Issue 2, you're gonna find out.
Well, you get to see Alpha Red in action.
You get to see Alpha Red in action.
He does get some, and he's pretty nasty.
A whole bunch of characters die.
Yeah, a lot of characters
Oh,
die.
really?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't know if we're gonna get 25 issues.
There's a lot of undead X-Men by the end of number 2.
And on the very last page of number 2, an old frenemy shows up.
Yeah.
Storm has to go talk to an old frenemy.
And then we really see sort of what the overall like plot is going to be for the long form arc.
One of the things that I think we really want to do is we want every issue, because this is a 4-issue story arc. We're trying to do 4-issue story arcs. Our 5th issue, you'll finally find out what happened when Scott and Jean went on vacation, which is where they are now. But we wanted every issue, even if it's part of a story arc, to feel like one of those 90s comics where everything's crammed in and each issue has its own flavor. So in this issue, it's got Maverick, it's got the People's Protectorate. You're not really going to see the X-Men fight those characters again in this first arc. The second issue, you're going to see Alpha Red doing some stuff. You're going to see a new twist on it. In the third issue, you're going to get something completely different. In the fourth issue, the real threat is actually revealed. And it's something completely different than all these other villains that we've been working with. Because we wanted to, I've described those 90s X-Men comics that I read when I was a kid as overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like you're just holding on as hard as you can, trying to keep up with it, because they're going so hard and going in so many different directions. And that's what we're trying to do with this book. Each issue has its own flavor, each issue has its own obstacle, but it's all creating one major thing.
Hell yeah.
And trying not to make that feel overwhelming to like a modern audience, right? Like to try to put all that stuff in there while still making it seem like fresh and new and like nobody really, I don't think any of us started reading X-Men with X-Men number 1, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want X-Men 92 number 1 to feel like exactly like a number 1 issue. It should feel like you're coming in like maybe a third of the way into the story. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's a really interesting balance that you try to find with the kind of book that we're doing. That certainly wants to tap into that nostalgia, but also doesn't want to just like rely on that nostalgia to be the only thing that brings you in. Like we want these to be real X-Men stories and genuine X-Men stories that sort of like take the reader to a place that they haven't been in the X-Men with the X-Men.
And you don't see that kind of storytelling a lot in comics these days, because comics have moved to a much more a single story oriented model, like where you get 6 issues about a single story, you get 4 issues about a single story, and those are great. But that's not how comics worked in 1992 and 1993. No. Comics would, like, how long did they fight Magneto on that asteroid in the first arc of X-Men? 3 issues max.
Yeah.
And there's so many villains.
But there's so much story in them. There's like so much story and so many characters.
Yeah.
In that arc, and 3 issues.
Our 4th issue is one of the most. It's the most complicated comic we've ever written.
Yeah.
Because we have so many moving parts to it. We've got.
But it really clicks though.
We got 3 separate groups of villains.
Yeah.
In that book. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Things happen fast to the X-Men.
And then number 5 is almost like its own little arc.
Yeah. Number 5 is a standalone issue.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait to see what they did for Vacation. I hope it was really relaxing.
What do you think they do for Vacation?
Well, it's a PG book, PG-13.
Right, yeah.
It's very PG.
Okay.
Although
they literally play board games.
They play board games, yeah.
Well, what do couples do? I guess is it was 92.
Listen, they've been together for a long time.
Yeah,
that's true. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and pick up X-Men 92 issue number 1, already out on sale, and April 13th issue number 2. Thank you guys so much.
And then very early May issue number 3. So
May 5th.
Like, if stuff's coming at the X-Men fast, this book's coming at you just as fast.
Yeah.
So please jump on and give it a shot.
Thank you guys so much. And this is Trax of South Carolina ComicCon, and you guys are actually going to be at Punk Monkey Comics.
The 16th?
We'll have a signing on the 16th, and then we'll be back at Punk Monkey for Free Comic Book Day, which is actually going to be right after number 3 comes out. So every time you see us, we'll have a new issue of X-Men that we'll be trying to sell people. So pick up X-Men 92 and get it from Punk Monkey. They're good guys. They support local creators and they support us.
And I support y'all.
You support us too.
Yay.
You guys are the best.
See you guys later.
45. nerds of the apocalypse. The boys and nerds of the apocalypse. They are the people choices. Yo, 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 yo. Nerds of the apocalypse, they are the people choices. They be the eyes, ears, vessel, and the people voices. New gen, taking it back like Eazy-E. Trex, Preach, Showtime, and Stevie B. Food for thought, news feed them like a commissary. Going viral, providing killer commentary. A pack of nerds is the clique that I'm rocking with. The only tribe that can stop a zombie apocalypse. Movies, comic books, sitcoms and anime, giving you live streams from England to Santa Fe, taking over the states in alien invasion. Need Steve, Hiller, and John Connor to balance the equation. It's game time, doesn't matter the occasion. We put the podcast on blast, heating up the stations.